slope-intercept form. So this is it. This is the most important form. If you can learn and remember one thing in this class, this is what you need to remember. All right? Y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. It'll often be a fraction. And b is your y-intercept, okay, where your line crosses the y-axis. So our first concept is graphing using that slope and the y-intercept. To graph a line, we use 2 points. Okay? The slope-intercept form gives us 1 point. It gives us our y-intercept. Okay? And then we can use the slope to find that second point. All right? So first step is find that y-intercept. It's a positive 2, so it's going to be at x is 0, y is 2. And then from there, we're going to look at our slope. This is 3 over 1. And we could plug in a value, right? We could say, okay, when x is 1, excuse me, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, y will be 5. Or we can start from our y-intercept and we can count it. We can go up 1, 2, 3 over 1, right? Up 1, 2, 3 over 1, and that'll get us our second point. Okay, and from there we can, oops, wrong place. From there we can graph that line on something like that, right? And it keeps on going for forever. Okay, so that is how you're going to graph when you're given your slope-intercept form. Okay, there's a lot we can tell just by looking at the form. Okay, if you have a positive y-intercept, it means your line is going to cross above the x-axis. If you have a positive slope, it means that your line is going to tend to go up and to the right. Right? If your slope is an integer, okay, meaning it's not a fraction, so it's a number over 1, a whole number over 1, then every time you move over 1, you're going to hit right at the intersection. Okay? So I go over 1, up 3. Over 1, up 3. Right? And it's going to hit at a point for every single, an exact integer point for every single x value. All right? Okay, let's look at this one. So this one's a little different, right? This one was all positive, and we had an integer slope. This one is negative, and we have a fraction slope. So I know my line is going to cross below the x-axis. I know it's going to be tending to go down. All right, and because it's a fraction, okay, the closer you get to 1, the closer you get to 0, the shallower the line gets, the more horizontal your line gets. Okay, so a fraction is going to have a shallow line, whether it be positive or negative. A whole number is going to have a steep slope or a steep line. And then a slope of 1 is where you get the kind of 45-degree angle going right up through the middle. All right. So I can tell a lot of things from this line already, but let's go ahead and start it. I'm going to come down 1. That's going to be my y-intercept at -1. And then my slope is going to be a -1 over 4. The way I always do this is I take my negative and I associate it with my numerator. So I have a -1 over 4. All right. And really what that does is that tells me, because I'm always going to count to the right, I'm always going to count a positive run or a positive x value. So this tells me I'm going down 1 and then over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and I could keep counting these. I could go backwards. I could go up 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and I've got enough points now that you can really see where my line is going to be going. But really I just need 2. Once I have 2, I can make a straight line that is going to be my linear equation. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to draw my line to connect my points.